Hello everyone and welcome to the tutorial of the game Wizard Chess 2. This is a game I recently made as sequel to last year's Wizard Chess, and it combines elements of a roguelike with a turn-based strategy. So if you're just starting the game, I encourage you to look at the help screen. It kind of gives you an idea of, alright, I'll be like building an army, fighting bosses, there's more help screens in the game. There are heroes. You start with 2 and you unlock new ones every time you reach level 6. And as you see, I have unlocked quite a lot. So I'm going to try to play the Siege Master, just because I haven't actually played it before, and show you a couple of levels and kind of like describe things that are happening and talk you through it. So we're a Siege Master. So here is us. We're going to be advancing upwards on this map. You have to use the arrow keys to move around. There's a lot of statistics, as usual in my games. This is your kind of specialty, the level you're on. The terrain of this level that defines which monsters are around and like what battlefield you're going to be fighting on. You have a certain amount of gold. Your gold increases after you fight. We will cover refresh tokens later and the vouchers as well. And here you have your army, your blessings. Well, these are the blessings, and then you have the army growers over here, and we'll describe each of them later. So, whenever you play, you kind of want to advance forward onto one of these 4 tiles, and each of them give you a different kind of outcome, bonus, whatever, and each of them is guarded with a different monster. So here, for example, you can fight 14 goblins to get a chance to get a blessing from a God of Strength. If you play this several times, you will get to know which blessings are which, but God of Strength is something like defense, attack, things like that. You could alternatively fight 8 kobolds to get a permanent +2 damage for the rest of the game to all creatures, or you could fight 3 ballistas to hire some beast creatures, or 8 pikemen for the same. Sometimes the passages are blocked, so you don't really want to go just to the best card. You also want to decide how to draft your path forward. And blessings early on are a very good thing, so I think we want to go either for wisdom or for strength over here. So just not to make this like a long talking session, I'm going to fight these guys and then I'm going to fight these guys over there. Okay, I forgot to click on the help screen over there, but I can show you a help screen in this one. So you press slash and you see a whole battle help that describes a lot of rules of how the battle happens. Very similar to the first part of this game, to the first part of the series. But in a nutshell, you're moving around, you want to assume high ground, you want to shoot whenever you can, because the melee fighting means that enemies respond to you. Yeah, I guess I can get into all this stuff as we go. So I'm trying to assume high ground here because kobolds can shoot, so they'll have to keep approaching me and I can just shoot them from afar. There is the action queue over here, so essentially we know who moves when, and whenever we move, this thing refreshes. And then there's a lot of info on the left, so it tells us currently we're an archer over here. There's like 10 of them, they have some HP, damage, range, etc. Well, the enemy doesn't seem to be really approaching, so I'll try to just move closer. That didn't go well for them, so the enemies try to attack. There was skirmish, they dealt 5 damage, we dealt 76, pretty easy win there. And it seems like the enemy just won't be willing to approach, and they'll just keep running away, so I have to come closer. Okay, so it's the first time we actually attack somebody, and as you see there is like a cursor changing, telling you where you can move or where you can shoot. And over here we see the expected result of an attack, and we see that we will kill whatever we shoot in 1 turn, which is good. Same here, and I'm going to melee attack these guys. Yeah, just to call it out, when you melee somebody, you can melee from a different direction, and the cursor kind of tells you about it as well. So we're going to attack them, and we're going to win this fight. That was pretty easy. Kobolds are pretty weak. We got +2 damage, and as you see, the list of your blessings is over here, so now you'll remember that you have it. And I want to go for that one over there now. I don't think that these guys are strong. Like, these are strong fighters, but there is only two of them, so I don't think they can actually kill any of my units. So I won't be too cautious about approaching them. Wow, I was absolutely wrong. Turns out they can actually kill my archers. Yeah, looks fine. And I'm going to go on the mountain and kill them off. Okay, we lost an archer, not a big deal. But now we get a blessing. So here is where our refresh tokens start to come into play. Every time you have a selection where there is a different choice possible, you can refresh it, or you can accept whatever you have. Precision is a very strong bonus, and having a +2 immediately is just very good, so I'm not going to refresh at all. I'm just going to accept it and keep going. This thing over there is a grower, and I'm going to go for it, unless I want to go for this one. I'm going to go for this one just to show you what a grower is. And we're fighting as gelatinous cubes, which have a unique power in the game, ignores attack. So no matter how strong your attack value is, which is this thing over here, mine is not very strong, but I could have like a 10 on a dragon. Whenever you fight the gelatinous cubes, they ignore your attack, so it's always equal to 0, so it's pretty hard to kill them, they're very bulky. The good thing is, they also cannot really attack very strongly, so they're not very scary unless they come in large numbers. And the last one is hiding from us, so let's approach. Yep, we did it. Okay, so we got an army grower. This means that every time we find a trigger, which we haven't seen so far, we will get +2 to a random tribe. And there is 7 tribes in the game. You can see it in help. Actually, here's the help. So the tribes are humans, orcs, insects, beasts, dragons, and demons, and undead. And each of these tribes kind of like has synergies or bonuses that apply to them only. We can choose to fight this ogre and advance to the left, or fight this literally single rhinoceros and get some refresh tokens. Refresh tokens are really good. Hiring creatures is also good, especially in the beginning. So I think I'll go here and then just hire creatures over there. The single rhino, even though it has 170 HP, doesn't really present any real trouble because it's alone and it's slow and we're not afraid. Okay, so I shoot, it's still alive, but the next time it attacks it should be dead. And I pick up all these refresh tokens. Let's see, we have now 9, which is going to come in handy. Now I'm going to fight 28 hobbits for a chance to hire neutral creatures. Neutrals are the creatures without a tribe. The hobbits don't really wanna shoot me. Movement. So their range is 4 over here, which means 1, 2, 3, 4. If I stand over here, they cannot shoot me, which is fine by me. I'm sure I can shoot them because I have a precision bonus. Here it is, by the way, precise plus. My range is 6. It's pretty ridiculous. Oh. I guess they advanced and I didn't notice, so essentially now they can shoot me. And I probably just want to go back. 6 to 11. And they're dead. Okay, so we lost another archer, but now we can hire creatures. Marid is one of the strongest units in the game. It's like a very big djinn, but we actually do not have enough gold to buy even a single one, so we have to roll. Okay, we could buy a fire giant, but it doesn't really synergize well with our army because it doesn't shoot, so we can keep rolling. And we can hire elves. Elves shoot, elves are pretty strong, so I think it's a good buy. I'll just fill it up with elves. Cool. Next thing we can do is we could fight killer bees for some gold, or hobgoblins, or ghosts, or a boar. And it doesn't matter which we fight in terms of the next terrain because there are no walls in between, so I can choose the best outcome here. I guess just fighting 4 ghosts results in the least casualties for me, so I'm gonna go for that. Yep, ghosts were extremely weak, and we got 1,000 gold. So here's a new thing we haven't seen before, a mine. This essentially increases your gold increase, which obviously is very powerful early on. So I could go for that, or I could hire some creatures, and I don't really see an incentive not to go for that. So let's do it. Zombies are weak here, they only have 55 HP, and not really high attack or anything, so nothing to be afraid of. Oh, I guess they do move pretty far, but it doesn't matter. No casualties again. So essentially the first level is supposed to be a warm-up. It's pretty hard to lose here. I mean, I guess we can lose there, but you gotta really try hard to do it, and therefore we are breezing through it pretty easily. So now I have a dilemma, okay? I can go for another mine, which is gonna be increasing my gold yield, or I can go for this buff of plus 5 HP to every creature, which depending on my army could be very good or very insignificant. Like if I have a lot of small creatures, this increases their durability by a lot, but if I have like a lot of big creatures, giants, dragons, stuff like that, then it's not really a big bonus. Because I have precision, I probably will have kind of pretty non-durable units, because shooters usually do not have a lot of HP, so I think it's going to be pretty impressive. So I'm going to go for that. The opponent is not really particularly strong, like there's only 4 elf commanders with a range of 6. My range is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can actually reach me here, so I'm going to stand over there. Yep, killing those. They shoot me, but can't do anything. And we win another fight flawlessly, and now we have plus 5 HP. So we could do a grower of tier 2 stack by 1. We have a tier 2 stack, it's a ballista. I haven't really gone into tiers yet, but I can show you. It's like when you buy units, you can actually see what tiers they are. And there is only 3 tiers. The elves and archers are tier 1, so they're pretty weak. Ballistas are tier 2, and for example, Marid was a tier 3. So, I mean, it's useful, but it's not the best thing. And by the way, the trigger that I promised you, there is always a trigger before and after each boss. So we could fight ogres for some gold, we could fight orc crusher, so we could get this thing. I think I'd rather get some gold. Ogres are also tier 2 units, they're pretty strong, they have 140 HP. And by the way, here is the effect of our healthy and our sharpened. We have 55 HP now, and we have more damage by 2. I'm going to approach. I guess I'm going to approach even further. Oh, they didn't even die. Strong bastards. Ballista can't reach, so it has to move closer. So I can attack them, but I'm going to lose 1 archer in the process. And because ogres are very slow, their turn counts after everyone on my list, I think I'll just move away. So let me kill this one, and let me shoot this ogre and kill it as well. Cool, let's pick up our gold. And here's another thing we haven't really discussed so far, it's a transmogrifier. Transmogrifier is a building that essentially lets you convert your units into a random other unit. And the conversion happens by the HP, so we translate kind of whatever HP we have into the HP of that thing. So for example, if I take my ballistas, it seems like 1 ballista transforms into 4 monks, and I'll get 20 monks instead. One thing I don't remember is what tier the monks are. Maybe they're tier 2, maybe they're tier 1. So it seems like it might be a good deal because I have a couple of bonuses that apply per unit. So because I'll have more units, it's going to be good. I'm just going to do it. Now I have 20 monks. Rocks are also a very strong unit as tier 3 units. They fly. It's like a giant bird. But I don't think that I want to, like, considering my blessings, considering my strategy so far, it doesn't seem like rock is really something I'm gonna go for. I have a tribe of humans, so I'll get +2 monks or +2 archers here. I get +2 monks, which is a better deal. And another transmogrifier, we could have zombies. So Jin is a ranged unit, and a very strong one at that. But I really don't have anything I want to throw away in favor of the Jin, so I'm not going to do this transmogrifying either. And we are fighting our first boss. It's a Balrog from Lord of the Rings. Because this boss is always at the end of level 1, it doesn't have its own music, but all the other ones do. And we can start shooting it. 120, 369, and that was very easy. You know, maybe this Siege Master here is kind of overpowered, because I never tested it. And now we get to choose which exit we take to the next level, and the only choice is really what terrain we're going to be fighting on next. So it's going to be swamp or it's going to be forest. Let's go for the swamp, just to see a different terrain and different creatures. So terrain defines kind of like your battlefield, and it also defines what kind of creatures you would meet more. So for example, cobras like swamps, so they dwell there. Same for skeletons, I think. Gremlins perhaps. Well, there's 80 already. But it's not always definite. So for example, orcs prefer rough terrain, but they still showed up here as a random thing. So we can go for a mine, or we can go and hire more creatures, which we start doing at some point because we will start running out of them. Swamp creatures are actually very strong, so maybe buying that would be nice, but I would rather get this mine to make sure that I have gold further on. 7 orc captains is not really a big deal. One feature of the swamp terrain is that it's very hard to traverse. Movement cost is 3, if you look here on the left. So it's actually a very good terrain for me, for my build, because creatures take a while to get close to me and I can shoot them from afar while they do it. Okay, I got a mine, and so here's another type of an army grower. You could have the ones that give you to a random tribe, or like the ones that increase a specific tier stack. These ones increase beasts by 3. I don't think I want it because I don't have any beasts, but just something to call out. I see more growers up there, random by 3, tier 1 by 6. So I think I'll move over here, hire some insects, and then see what I'm doing. Put a lot of swamp on my side, so they won't be able to approach. I'll just advance to high ground to shoot from there and wait for them to come. They don't really want to come, it seems. Oh, I can shoot them from here as well. Alright. It seems like they plan to stand there and kind of hide. Oh. The AI in the game is not like extremely smart, but I guess it's just trying to position itself in a way that prevents me from shooting it. But then it kind of thinks, well, if I stand there forever, I'm never going to attack, so it tries to approach. Well, that was easy, and let's hire some insects. So Tarantulas is a tier 2 unit, and here's how you can see it. It has a voucher next to it. We never discussed the vouchers, and essentially a voucher is something you can find. I don't see it on the map right now, but we must have met it before. That lets you buy creatures for free as long as you have the corresponding vouchers. I don't know if I want to spend my gold on tarantulas, but then again, there are no shooting insects at all, and tarantulas have some of the better ones. And they kind of synergize with shooting anyway, because they can capture the enemy and kind of make it stand in place. So like I can use tarantulas to capture a stack, and I can use my shooters to shoot it. I don't think I want to spend any more gold on killer bees or anything, so I'll keep going. There is an orc creature dwelling, there's a lot of refresh tokens, and there is gold. I think I want this thing, or perhaps this thing. Oh, let's see, there's a ballista and 16 tarantulas, so I think I'd rather fight one ballista than tarantulas, therefore I'll be going here. 10 hobgoblins, 22 skeletons, and 76 imps. So imps are pretty weak, refresh tokens are pretty good, therefore I'll come here. The swamp terrain doesn't help me much versus imps because they can fly and therefore they are not penalized by walking on the ground. And I'm starting to think I made a big mistake because they will get to attack me. By the way, another thing I want to call out is that monks have a special ability. They are holy, and holiness means, actually it's probably somewhere here. Nope, it's on the other screen. Holy means that they deal bonus damage against demons and undead. Imp is a demon, therefore we're dealing like much more damage to it than if it wasn't a demon. Okay, it killed 3 elves, I'm pretty sad about it, but whatever. Now we can actually step away and keep shooting them. We lost a Tarantula and 3 elves. Honestly, defeating 76 imps seems kind of worth it. But it's still sad. So I'm sure we can kill this ballista without it incurring any damage to us. Its range is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna stand over here and we're going to just shoot it when our turn comes. Cool. Okay, so we have another army grower, and let's see what else we can do. So we can go for swamp creatures, either here or here. And then there is an insect increaser for 5, which honestly for tarantulas is pretty good. So I'm thinking of going here and then here. And before that, let me defeat these. Oh, there is like 7,000 gold protected by gremlins. I'm going to fight them. So gremlins are very weak. They have only 25 HP. They barely have any attack value. They're not very scary essentially. And their movement is 5, so I can safely come here and wait. Oh, they don't even want to approach me, I guess. I think they can't reach me here, but we'll see. Yep, I was right, like the swamps are protecting me from their advance. They're attacking my elves again, and elves are slowly dying out, but I'm not too sad about it. Let's go over here. Cool, we lost an elf, we lost a tarantula, but otherwise we are fine. Got 5,800 gold, and I just realized I didn't notice this wall over here, so I cannot hire some creatures anymore. I just have to come here, fight even more gremlins, and get some refreshes. Well, I guess it's not more. Cool. I guess I can keep advancing further. And there's no need anymore. I can kill off this guy. They keep trying to attack the tarantula, which honestly probably won't die at this point. And we win again. Okay, let's collect the refresh tokens, we might need them later. And I still want to go for this ring, because +5 tarantulas per trigger is pretty good. And I'm just checking what I will do afterwards. I can hire humans over here if I go like this. And humans have 2 shooters that are in my army, the archers and the monks. Cool, so we kill these guys as well. Got our army crawler. I will buy the neutral creatures because I have a lot of gold and I think I can afford. And we actually see our next boss, it's Hades, the god of the underworld in Greek mythology. And I know that he will have an army of demons, so I actually want even more monks if I can get them, because monks are good against demons. We are fighting cubes again. Honestly, like 15 cubes is not really or whatever it is, 13 cubes is not really a big deal. I'll just throw everything I have at them in order. So here's the fun thing, right? This one is already trapped because I attacked the tarantula, and now I can just move away and it cannot even come and attack me at all. So I'll focus on the other one. Oops, one tarantula died, but whatever. Okay, so centaurs are actually also ranged, and I guess it's a pretty good unit in my situation. Gremlins are trash, as we saw already. Bog creepers are kind of interesting. They're a swampy unit, they move very slowly, but they are very strong. I don't think they belong in my army, so I'll pass. Frost Giants, kind of same story, so I think I'll stop rolling, because every subsequent roll increases the number of refresh tokens you have to use, so I think I am done here. And let's go buy some humans. I only have to defeat 33 centipedes for that. That's, I think, a level 1 creature, so it's not very scary. Centaurs, monks, tarantulas, and archers. General centipedes are that they can move so far that they actually killed a couple of my elves again. Well, I guess I have to just leave with it. Oh, my precision is so long I can actually reach over here, it's very nice. And the last one is this centipede over there. It doesn't want to approach. Now it did. So here's a dilemma, right? When I attack them, if you look over here, I might lose one of the tarantulas because it's a melee fight and they retaliate, and I don't think I want to. I'll just keep shooting them with other units to make sure that I don't lose anymore. Okay, now we hire humans. So I don't want to spend my money on swordsmen because they don't shoot, even though they're a pretty strong tier 2 unit, so I'm gonna roll. Archers. They're not the best, but I have them in my army, so I'll buy whatever I can. Angel is a very, very strong unit, like it's a tier 3 unit, it flies. I don't know if I want it. Like, I could actually get lucky and get +2 angels just from this thing. So in some sense it might make sense to sell all of my tribes just to have an angel, which increases on every trigger, but I don't know if it will be worth it. But let's buy it anyway, you know, more army is better. Farmers are kind of a joke. The idea is that you can buy them for so cheap that you can transmogrify into something else, and I'm going to do that. And yes, it's very painful to click on this for 100 times. But essentially I'm buying them with the sole purpose of trading them for something on the transmogrifier. And let's do it. So we have a transmogrifier. So Leech is another very strong unit. It's a tier 2 unit for undeads, and as you see it has pretty low HP, so I can convert these farmers into a ridiculous amount of leeches. This is like almost game winning on the spot, although it really depends on the bosses we meet. Crocodile. A fairy dragon is a dragon and a ranged unit, and honestly I could buy it if I want to. I'm not sure what I'm trading for it though. Like, I could trade these archers for 10 fairy dragons on the spot. That's probably good enough. Tarantula +7, elf +6. And another transmogrifier. Cyclope is a tier 3 ranged unit. I don't think I particularly want them though. And Gold Golem is also tier 3, but again, it doesn't shoot. I don't know if I want it. Okay, so this is gonna be probably the last fight of this kind of tutorial video. And I want you to prepare for the music of this boss fight. Because it's demons, you know, it's a thematic music. So we're fighting 4 Cerberus and some other random demons. Well, let's get started. here are my leeches, and they actually deal so much ridiculous damage, they just kill this whole stack on the spot. Also, you can see another custom-made cursor, it's like a lightning. Because fairy dragons are actually magical. I kind of don't want to attack with the angels because Cerberus will probably leave them alive. So I keep them in the vanguard for now, or rather in the rear. These guys are 4, 2, 3, 4. I can stand over here. Well, that was really easy. I think there is like 2 reasons for it essentially. One is we got very lucky with the army. Like we have 37 leeches and 10 fairy dragons on level 2. I don't think I ever had that. But 2, maybe this hero is really overpowered. We also got a precision +1 bonus right away. So yeah, that's easy as it usually goes. Anyway, we get +2 leeches, +6 health, +5 tarantulas, and we choose the next terrain, which we just go for grass and end it here. So here is a sort of a tutorial to this game, which shows all of the main mechanics, I guess, like kind of fighting and armies, growing armies, blessings, and so on. The game essentially ends when you finish level 7 and fight the final boss. And yeah, every boss has its own music, which kind of something that I was really excited about. I encourage you to play it, let me know how it goes. You can also see your results on a page linked at the bottom of my game page over here. And yeah, that is all. Thanks for watching. See you next time.